The Podbreed Network is strictly for the small podcasts that are up and coming in the vast world of podcasting. Podbreed is made up of many diverse podcasts, coming together to achieve the same goal of being the best damn podcast network on the planet. Find out more at podbreed.com.
This is T-Boz from TLC. You're listening to the X and Y Show. Hope you enjoy.
The opinions expressed on the X and Y Show are the sole opinions of the host. Please note, there is no intentional desire to offend any member of the listening audience. With that said, if you still feel offended, tough shit.
It's time for the X and Y Show. With your host, Mr. Roosevelt. He talks about man topics, lady topics, and relationships. He talks about love, sex, and infidelities. He even gives good tips. There is no other show that compares to the X and Y Show.
Oh yeah, sit back, take your clothes off, and relax. It's time for the X and Y Show, where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. The only place on the planet that tackles the topics that everyone wants to talk about, but no one is brave enough to address. Nothing escapes X and Y, baby. Now, here's your host, Roosevelt Colbert.
And greetings. Welcome to another segment of the X and Y Show, and I'm your host, Roosevelt. And it's been about 2 weeks. I apologize for that. That was, the reason why I took off last week. It was the reason that it couldn't be controlled. I didn't know that cognac I was drinking was that strong. So I was like, fuck that. I'm going to sleep. That's some good cognac. And I don't drink cognac usually because it's weak. You got to drink the whole bottle. But that cognac I had was pretty good. I can't remember the damn name. But as soon as I remember the name, I'll tell you later. But that shit was smooth. I was like, damn, this cognac? You know, everybody always talking about Hennessy and what's the other one? Damn, I'm forgetting everything tonight. Hennessy and the other one that the old timers drink. Damn it, Remy Martin. You just got to drink a half a gallon to get a buzz, or at least me. And so I don't drink Hennessy. I don't like to waste time and money like that. But this Hennessy, the particular cognac that I had, I was like, damn, this is pretty good. And I knew I was in trouble because then, it all of a sudden hit you, when you seeing 3 TVs. It's like, oh, shit. Oh, shit. So anyway, I apologize. And that's what happened. But I'm here now. So, I'll be here. I'll probably take one more break before the Burr months. You know how we roll at the X and Y. But other than that, I should be here for the rest of the way. So, talked to you 2 weeks ago. In 2 weeks, a lot has happened. Mainly the death of Kevin Samuels. And now before I get it, Kevin Samuels was never a mentor of mine. I started way before he did, actually. But I became a fan of his about a year ago. My cousin sent me some of his content. And strangely enough, people kind of compare us, but I don't see, we're nothing alike. And that's not a slight at Kevin. It's just we're different. It's a different platform. He was giving mainly like dating advice, and I don't do that primarily. I do it from time to time, but that's not my primary purpose. That's not my basis of my show. But and actually, he was much more raw than I am. So there's a lot of differences. So I don't know how anybody could compare us, but to each his own. Everyone has an opinion. But the funny is the night that he passed, I was watching him. His last night, it was like he was doing it till like 1:30 in the morning. He was doing it a little late because he had started late. And I was saying to myself, like, damn, I gotta go to sleep. But he was talking to some ladies that was confused, let's just say. And he was talking to him, and I was end up staying up way past 1:30. I usually don't do that on I think it was a Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, it was in the middle of a work week, and I usually don't do that a lot. But I think he signed off at 1:30. He said, "I'll see you guys later. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to do something while I'm driving to a project." Something he said like that. And he died that morning. It's like the next day, my nephew sent me, "Did you see this?" And it's like, first I thought it was a joke, but I was like, I was just listening to dude the morning before, and he passed. Man, that kind of had me thinking. That had me thinking. So, folks, you never know. Treat your loved ones well while you have them. You never know when you're going to lose them. And one thing, I'm going to just say this, then I'm going to move on. Amazes me how, a lot of people didn't agree with what he said, primarily women, primarily black women, because that was, mostly, other women watch his show, but it was primarily black women who he was talking about or talking to most of the time. So a lot of black women were saying things like, "Good, his ass is gone. Won't have to hear that bullshit no more. Fuck him and his thoughts on black women. He degraded black women. Hope his ass rot in hell." I'm like, what the fuck? What is this? People, we have to do better. We have to do better. And don't get me wrong, I think that his opinion towards black women were strong and were raw, but most of the time it was truth. But I don't think it was disrespectful. I don't think he was degrading women. He was just telling the raw truth a lot of times. But a lot of women disagree with that, and that's fine if you disagree. But you disagree with a person strong enough to wish him in hell? Glad that he's dead? And most of the women that were doing this look like him. So, we got to do better. Damn. Just because that's why the nation, the U.S., is so fucked up right now as a whole, because people who disagree with one another, you take it too far. It's okay to disagree. Damn. You don't have to wish someone's dead just because they had a different opinion or you don't like the way they said their opinion. So we have to do better, people. Damn. I would never, on my hardest enemy, I would never wish them dead or wish that they go to hell. What can someone do so bad to you that you wish that? What kind of person would wish someone hell? What kind of person would be glad to see someone die because they don't say something that they liked? You got to do better. especially the people that look like him. I'll leave it like that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm gonna miss that fella. And he was different. He was different. So I would definitely miss Kevin Samuels. So my condolences to his family. All right. Letters. First letter is from Drea. Drea is a host of Drea's Point of View. She's on the same podcast network as I am, the Podbreed Network. She has a podcast as well. This name of the show is Drea's Point of View. She sent me an DM in my box. I did an episode on, I was talking about women's panties. I think someone had wrote in a letter, if I remember correctly. And I was talking about women wearing granny panties and it should be illegal and the shit is, disgusting. I was talking, giving my opinion. So Drea wrote me a DM. This is what Drea said. In regards to the granny panties, who cares what we're wearing? Are you going to buy us some if you don't like it? Are you not going to try and get with us? The hang-ups of men. And then she put a face with the emoji throwing up. Well, Drea, yeah, it does matter. And if I do see a woman with granny panties, yes, you are correct. I'm not going to try to talk to her or get with her. This shit is disgusting. That's just plain and simple. It's fucking disgusting, especially on a younger women. When I say young women, I'm talking about anyone under 60. If you have on granny panties, this shit is disgusting. And I think it's lazy. It says a lot about a woman who is actually young and have a good shape, but she wears big ass parachute panties. It's unattractive, and it says a lot about a woman. So yeah, you're right, Drea. If I see a woman with big ass parachute panties, I am not going to approach you. And ladies, if you're wearing those unattractive panties and you wonder why guys are not coming up to you, that's why. It matters. It matters when we see those big ass panties through the pants. It's very unattractive. It's disgusting. It's not sexy, and it just says a lot about a woman. And when I see a woman with those big ass panties, the first thing I think, she probably can't even fuck. Now, I know that's stereotype and it's probably not true. Panties should have no bearing on how a woman should be able to fuck. But that's just the way I think. If I see them big ass panties, she probably can't even fuck. She probably a born dry fuck. She probably take those big ass panties off and it's just not good. It don't look good. And then it's bad, when you have some women won't change. If you do buy them new panties, Drea, they still don't wear them. They still wear the big ass panties. And it's not attractive. Even if you buy, I've done it before. I bought a woman attractive panties and he said, no, I don't want to wear those. So I'm like, even if you do try to buy them appropriate panties, they don't want to wear them. They want to wear those big ass granny panties. And I'm sorry, that's just unattractive to me and unattractive to most men. So yes, Drea, to answer your question, it does make a difference what kind of panties you're wearing. You're wearing those granny panties, it says something about you, a woman. So, yes, Drea, it does matter. And that goes for all of you women who wear those big ass shits. That's why men are not approaching you. They see those big ass panties coming down to your knee. They're not going to come up to you and talk to you. Trust me. And if they happen to do come up to you and you guys end up fucking one day, once you take those pants off and they see those big ass granny panties, trust me, you are not far up on a list. I had a woman one time where I was, talking to her, and I finally got to fuck her. And she took her pants off and she had those big ass granny panties. And immediately, I really didn't even want to fuck her no more. I mean, I still did, but she fell down on the depth chart. I'm like, damn, that shit looked terrible. I mean, ladies, it means something when a woman wears sexy panties, matching panties in a bra. It says something about a woman. You put effort into looking sexy. For me, and I'm talking about men in general, that's sexy. That means, a woman actually cares what she looks like. A woman with granny panties don't care. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. It's not a choice. It's not being comfort. It's just lazy. So, yeah. So, Drea, it does matter. Trust me. And I'm talking from a man's point of view. Yeah. So, you asked a question. I answered it. This is from Paul. Paul says, you're the next Kevin Samuels. I like your content. Well, I appreciate you, Paul. But again, I'm not like Kevin Samuels, and I don't try to be. We're totally different. It's a total different platform. He dealt with primarily dating advice. I don't do that. Sometimes I do, but I talk about a lot of shit. So I'm not just putting myself in the dating advice. And I don't consider myself a dating coach. That's not me. I don't want it to be me. So I appreciate it, the content, but no, I will not be trying to take over for Kevin Samuels. Total different platforms, but I appreciate your words. Next one is from Gloria. Gloria says, I take one bath a day, and that is fine. Who are you to say that a person is not clean after for only taking one bath a day? Well, it's not me, Gloria. It's society. Just cut the shit, Gloria. I mean, you're a grown woman, and you bathing your stinking ass only one time a day. That is disgusting. And you didn't specify if you take it before you go to work or before you go to sleep. So I don't know if I'm going to assume that you take it in the morning, but you could take it at night. I don't know. But either way, it's not enough, and it's disgusting. So you're not clean, Gloria, by taking one bath a day. You're not. So that's very important. I don't know why a lot of people think that shit is just something is not important. The way a person clean their ass. And a lot of people are lazy. They take, they're not poor. They can afford to take 2 showers a day. They just choose not to just because they're lazy. And I don't care what you do. Like my job is not labor intensive, but before I jump my ass in bed at night, I'm taking a shower, washing my hair. When I get up in the morning, I'm doing the same thing. That one is just to wake up. And I don't know, I feel better. I wouldn't even feel right getting up in the morning and just put on clothes and then going out to work. I wouldn't even feel right. I couldn't function. I couldn't function. Even though I didn't do anything, I didn't work that night. But I still had to wash my ass before I put on clothes and get ready for work and stuff. I couldn't function if I didn't do that. I don't know how you people do that shit. I know a guy, he doesn't bathe his ass at night. So he works all day, people talking in his face, spitting in his face, being exposed to the air, mother germs in the air and shit, and all of that shit. And he goes at home and hop his little ass right in his bed, and without washing his ass. You're not gonna tell me that he's clean. I mean, and that's the problem. That's why COVID ran so rampant in the community, because a lot of people was not washing their asses properly. A lot of people taking a shit, not washing their hands. You motherfuckers who listen to me, you know what I'm talking about. You take a shit, don't even wash your hands. You piss, don't wash your hands. Men, touching their dick and pissing and don't wash their women, pissing and don't wash their hands. It's a lot of filthy motherfuckers out there. So that's why COVID was so rampant. It was a lot of unclean motherfuckers walking around. Perfect atmosphere for COVID. So, don't tell me, Gloria, that your ass is clean after taking one bath or one shower, because it's not. Your stinking ass is not clean after taking just one bath a day for an adult. You might get away with it as a kid, but once your ass past puberty, you should be washing your ass at least twice a day. And that's one of the things that kept me from women who, when I found out, that's why you have to find out how women roll, after the date. You have to find out what she does, what's her routine. And I've dumped many women who only wash their asses once a day. I'm not going to get with someone like that, because if I get with them, and let's say we get married, and I say, why don't you take 2 showers a day? And the first thing she'll say, look, I was taking 1 shower before we were together, and while we were dating, you didn't say anything then. And she'll be right. I couldn't say shit, because she was not washing her ass properly before we were married. So what's the problem now? So I cut that shit quick. When I find out that they don't wash their asses, that's it. That's a wrap. You don't take 1 bath at what? Oh, okay. Yeah. I see you. Yeah, we'll go out again. So, Gloria, no, you're not clean. No, you're not. So, anyway. Y'all fucking with me. Let me get on to the episode. Tonight's episode, listening to your family can cause you to be alone. Listening to your family can cause you to be alone. Now, this is something that I feel that I should talk about, because this happens to a lot of women. It happens to a lot of men as well. But, I don't date men. So, looking at women, I've seen it happen. I think it happened more to women, because women are more apt to listen to their families. But it does happen to men. It really does. And I think it's an unfortunate thing that families have such a strong influence on the relationships of their children. And when I say families, I'm talking about the parents, the mother and the father, especially if, they have a strong presence in their lives. I've seen women, I knew this Italian girl. She was finer than a motherfucker too. And I think, I probably fucked up because she listened to my show. And she know, let me stop. Anyway, I know more than one Italian person, so. This Italian woman, and I'm not going to give her age because she'll definitely know. But let's just say she's in her she's from 40 to 50 years old. Okay. So I know a fact that she likes the brothers. She's very attractive to the brothers, not me, but, other brothers, but she can't take them, she's dated brothers, right? But she can't take them home. She can't take him home because she knows that her family would not accept them as being with her or being a part of their family, period. And so, and she's met some good guys, that wanted to get married, but she can only go to a certain point before, it has to be like, I can never marry you, because my family won't accept you. Basically, that's what it comes down to. So a lot of times the guys move on because they're looking for a wife, and they can't marry the person because their family won't accept them, so they move on. So she's currently alone. She's not dating, and she's been in that cycle of quite a few times. Where it goes to a certain point, and then it has to come clean. My family won't accept you. Blah 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 blah. Next thing you know, she's single again. And that was fine, in your 20s, and then now in your 40s, and next thing you know, you be in your 60s, and you're still not bringing people home. And I think that's very unfortunate. Like I said, she's very beautiful. She's educated. Everything going for her except that. She's very attracted to the brothers. And she knows that her family won't accept them. So what I think, it's still time, but she stands a good chance of being alone because the men that she finds attractive, her family does not accept. And I've seen other women who have fallen to this, and now that their families, much older women, so now that their families are gone, their parents, mother and father have passed on. Now they're older, in their late 50s, early 60s, and now it's too late. Even though they can marry who they really like, but nobody, it's too late. They can't have kids anymore. They're very set in their ways. It's too late. The odds are against them. Their family are passed away. Primarily their mother and father. Those are the ones who really have an opinion on the dating or who you date, especially the father. In the woman's life, and it's the mother for the guy. So once they're passed on, it's too late. And that happened to a lot of women. When I worked in Atlanta, there's a lot of women walking around. You say, damn, how could she be single? And, and that's part of the problem. I think that families should mind their own fucking business. And I'm talking to the mothers and the fathers of the old generations. But some motherfuckers are so, let's be honest, racist, that they won't allow, they would rather their daughters or sons to be alone than to be with someone who makes them happy. That's just selfish. So, like I said, it happens to both men and women. Men do the same shit. If their mom don't like particular, I knew a brother who I went to high school with. He liked white women, so he couldn't take the white women home to his mother because he knew that she wouldn't approve. So he same thing as my other Italian friend, the female. He can go to a certain point and he had to, the women say, look, when are we going to get married? We've been fucking long enough. It's time to get married. And he said, look, I can't marry you. Basically, he tells them that because my family won't accept you. My mother won't accept you. So the women move on. That brother who I know, he's still alone today. Good brother. He's very successful, very affluent. but he still is alone, and he wants to be married, but he has a particular for the white women, and his family won't accept it. So he's alone. So I think it comes to a point in time where, you have to decide. And I'm not telling anyone to go against their families, because that's some serious stuff. But fuck it. You have to live for you. You have to live for you. So you have to ask yourself, am I willing to be alone for the rest of my life just to please just to live up to the opinion or desires what my mother or father think that a mate should look like for me? That's what you should, are you willing to do that? Are you willing to take a chance on being alone just to have the approval of your parents? Now, don't get me wrong. It's always good to have the approval of your parents. It's always good to be a strong family together and have the Cosby moments where you have the Christmas celebrations where the grandparents come over and they love the grandkids, and wear the same pajamas and all that shit. It's good to have. Everybody wants that, right? So you don't want a relationship with your parents when you marry someone who they don't approve of. They basically write you off out of their lives. They don't treat your mate in a respectful way. You don't want that kind of shit. Nobody does. But you have to make a decision, I feel. Is it worth pleasing your parents, or is it worth pleasing you? I'm going to say that again. Is it worth pleasing your parents and getting their approval, or is it worth pleasing you and your approval? Because your parents are not going to be around forever, And even your brother, your siblings, along with that bullshit, they're not you. You have to live your life. You have to do what makes you happy. And what happens, when you please everyone else, and you fucking around and you being alone. Oh, damn, well, I had this nice guy, Marco, but I couldn't marry him. Well, won't you find Michael now? No, I can't. He's been married for now 30 years and, oh, won't you date again? Well, now I'm 65. And she can still date, but let's be honest. She's 65. I mean, and that happens to so many people, that don't get with people who they really like or attracted to because of their families. And I think that's something that we have to stop as a community, as a society. People should mind their own fucking business. Even families, parents, mind your fucking business. If you don't like the woman because she's black or she's white or Asian, okay, well, you're not marrying them, so shut the fuck up. If your child is happy, your son or your daughter is happy, that should be the only important thing that you're worrying about. Well, I don't like her, but hey, my son is happy, I'm happy. That's the attitude that society should have. Well, I don't like my daughter marrying him, but, she loves him, so he's a part of the family. I'm going to go with it. That's all you should say. All that other shit is unnecessary. What kind of parent would ruin their son or daughter's life just because, they're dating someone or want to marry someone who they don't approve of? You're preventing your son or daughter from being happy because you don't approve of them, because they don't look like the perfect date or look like the perfect person that you want your son or daughter to marry. So you're willing to take a chance on your son or daughter being alone for the rest of their lives based off your approval. What kind of shit is that? You're supposed to love your siblings, and you would actually take a chance with your son or daughter's lives like that? So I say again, we as a society, the sons and daughters, have to make a decision. Are we going to please our families? Are we going to please our families, our parents, our mother and father? Or are we going to please us? Because ultimately, we are the ones who are marrying the person. We are the ones living with them. Now, family is important. Don't get me wrong. Family is very important. But there comes a time where you have to be selfish and live for you. Fuck that. Live for your happiness. If your family don't like your fiance because she's white, fuck them. If your family don't like your fiance because she's black, fuck them. It's that simple. Fuck it. No, it's not ideal. Nobody want no shit like that. But you have to live for yourself sometimes and be happy. Because if you put too much emphasis on other folks' approvals, you'll fuck around and be alone. That's what'll happen. I'm sure a lot of you know someone. I know a lot more people. I know some, I'm not going to get too specific, but I know a lot of other people who have fallen to this wrath of family and parents bullshit of approvals. And now they're alone. That's not a life that you should want to take a chance on your son or daughter being or experiencing. If they're happy, that should be the only thing that's important. Nothing else. Fuck your approval. So, we have to ask the question, are we living for our family's approval and our parents' approval, or are we living for us? Are we being happy? That's the thing that should matter. Not the fuck what our families are saying, the parents are saying. Anyway, hope you enjoyed tonight's episode of the XY Show. Be sure to check up on all the episodes that you've missed. You can go to my website, which is www.thexyshow.com. You can find all of those episodes there. You can also find my Instagram, my Tumblr, my Twitter, and Facebook page there as well on social media. Be sure to follow me. Show me that you love me. There's also a store there where you can buy an X and Y shirt and show everyone that you're a true X and Y and that you really love me. So, without further ado, I will see you next week. I won't be drinking any cognac. But stay light. Love your fellow humans. Be more empathetic. Just because someone has a different opinion, don't wish him to die. Don't wish him to hell. Damn. Can't we all just get along? Anyway, that concludes another X and Y episode, and I want you always to remember, you cannot have lust without X and Y. Later.
You've been listening to The X and Y Show with your host, Roosevelt Colbert, the place where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. Join us next time. You can now put your clothes back on. Or not.